Hello everybody and welcome to my Rogue Assassination guide for patch 6.2. This guide is intended to teach you the basics and advanced strategies about the spec. Let's start by taking a look at all our DPS related skills and mechanics. Builders, Ambush, 15 energy, 2 to 3 combo points. Ambush can be used to open from stealth, but so can be Mutilate. The difference between the two is small, and whichever is stronger changes from tier to tier. In tier 18, Mutilate pulls ahead, therefore don't use Ambush, Garrote. 45 energy, 1 combo point. Deals low bleed damage and applies a 3-second silence. Only ever used for the silence as Assassination. No real PvE application in Warlords. Mutilate, 55 energy, 2 to 3 combo points. This is our default builder from out of stealth and when the target has more than 35% health left. Can be used at 7 or less combo points. It has a 30% chance to proc a free dispatch usage regardless of health. Dispatch, 30 energy, 3 to 4 combo points, and 1 to 2 without tier 18. This is our default builder when the target has less than 35% health left. It is also referred to as our execute spell, though this is an overstatement. It is, however, stronger than Mutilate. Finishers. Envenom, 35 energy, 10 after relentless strikes. This finisher deals nature damage and gives us a buff for the amount of combo points used plus 1 seconds, so usually for 6 seconds. It may be refreshed without clipping at 1.8 seconds or less. All builders should be used with the Envenom buff active. Rupture, 25 energy, free after relentless strikes. This finisher applies a bleed dot to the target for 24 seconds when used with 5 combo points. When your offensive poison is also applied to the target, each tick of Rupture will in addition deal some nature damage and grant you 10 energy. Crimson Tempest, 35 energy, 10 after relentless strikes. Crimson Tempest does too low damage to be worth it. Maybe it's okay at some obscenely high number of adds, but why not play combat then? Cooldowns. Vendetta, 2-minute cooldown. Increases all your damage against the target by 25% for 30 seconds when glyphed, 30% for 20 seconds when not. Basically used on cooldown unless you know you won't get another usage or waste a large portion of it on a dying target. Last usage should be in dispatch range. Shadow Reflection, 2-minute cooldown, used just before Vendetta. Your reflection watches you for 8 seconds and then repeats the watch skills on its target. Vanish, 1-minute cooldown when glyphed, 2-minute base cooldown without. Often used on cooldown for 1 cheap builder usage. Preparation, 5-minute cooldown. Instantly resets Vanish cooldown. Should be used early so you can get a second usage on some fights, unless you need the reset for your defensive spells. Buffs, debuffs and mechanics. Venomous Wounds. This is Assassination's energy regeneration mechanic. The DPS depends a lot on it. Every Rupture tick will in addition tick for some nature damage and restore you 10 energy, when the target is also afflicted by your offensive poison. Empowered Envenom, in addition to the buff's original effect, which is increasing poison application chance by 30%. This Dreno perk also increases damage done by all your builders while Envenom is active. Seal Fate. Whenever one of your builders crits, you gain an additional combo point. Enhanced Crimson Tempest. Crimson Tempest increases the damage of your poisons by 30% for the amount of combo points used seconds. As useful as the Cock 6, also known as Human Tailbone, the Appendix or Male Nipples. Blindside. Free dispatch procs from Mutilate. 30% chance per successful Mutilate cast. Specific fight sequences and comments on them. The fight showcase will have 2 parts. 1 single target fight on Zakuun and 1 multi-target fight on Council. We will be starting with Zakuun. Pre-pull I equip my Warlord's PvP force set to gain 5 combo points from Vanish and a 10% increase to my crit chance. Then I proceed to switch to my real gear. I open with Mutilate, Rupture, Dispatch/Mutilate until 5 combo points. Shadow Reflection plus Vendetta and Venom. I try to fill all the GCDs until the ring explosion. On a single target fight, you can't maintain 100% Envenom uptime unless you are very lucky with blind side procs. Here you can watch me pool energy so I can use a couple of builders at once after my next Envenom. Somebody didn't move with their seat. Some boss specific information here. You can't trigger your own waves. This comes in handy when you must not touch any waves. I save Vendetta plus Shadow Reflection for the 30% burn phase as I expect not to get a third usage. The Legendary Ring was also supposed to be used there, but some random potato DPS knew better. This bug barely managed to kill the boss, so that's somewhat exciting. However, there is no more spec specific commentary on this boss. Next up, the Council encounter. Here I also do the PvP set opener. I vanish a little too early and lose 1 combo point to decay, but it's still fine. After I perform my first Envenom, I try to get Rupture up on the second target, as I can easily make it to a total of 10 combo points again, required for this Rupture and the next Envenom. Here I need to cancel my Trinket proc in time for the ring to benefit from it. I try to use as few abilities as possible on the Blade Master, because I have Vendetta up on Gurtok. Just as my poison runs out on the Blade Master, I switch to him to reapply it. However, it took me a lot of auto attacks to do so. Here I should have used Envenom instead, because now I have to use 2 builders without the buff active. The tank dies here, but a quick finger on evasion saves the pole. However, the tank forgets to pick up the second boss. Oh well. During the ad phase I apply Rupture to further away images because I expect them to live for a longer while, generating me more energy. And if not, I get some energy refunded from my Rupture. Since I'm next to the third boss, I take the opportunity to apply Rupture to her as well. With Cloak of Shadows I can enter the existing Void Zone unharmed and drop mine on top to save some space in the room. The rest of the fight is rather uneventful, but nonetheless here for completeness sake. Next up is the tips and tricks section. Tips and tricks. Always know how many combo points you can get max from one builder. With tier 18 it is 3 from Mutilate and 4 from Dispatch. Otherwise 2 from Dispatch. This is important as you can go all the way up to 10 combo points including anticipation stacks. Properly pool energy. Once you use Envenom, you have to at least get to 5 combo points to be able to restart this sequence. Also, you need to sometimes invest into Rupture, so aiming for more than 5 combo points is beneficial. The Envenom buff is a lot more important in tier 18. Using builders without punishes your DPS a lot because of the class trinket. Have a Shadow Reflection plus Vendetta macro. If you cast Shadow Reflection right before Vendetta, your Reflection will also cast Vendetta. Such a macro can be found on my spreadsheet. In a multi-target situation, make sure to have your poison up on all the targets, otherwise venomous wounds cannot proc. Just attacking them or using a skill on them works for that. Envenom uptime is mostly a variable constricted by your gear, so if your gear is bad, the uptime will be low, even without clipping. Rupture, however, must be around 100% uptime. With tier 18, I prioritize Envenom over a second Rupture. That does not mean I don't cast a second Rupture, it means I prioritize using builders during Envenom because of the great impact of our class trinket. You don't want to end up with less than 5 combo points and no Envenom buff. This can be seen in the council fight. Your frequently used keybinds should be easy to press. This might seem obvious, but people often add newly learned spells wherever they have space left on their action bars. Use a spreadsheet to reorganize your keybinds. Common mistakes. Waste of Vendetta uptime. Vendetta lasts 30 seconds when glyphed and is bound to the target, so make sure your target lives that long, otherwise it is wasted. Low uptime on Rupture. Rupture uptime has to be close to 100% or you lose a lot of DPS. Using finishers with less than 5 combo points. For each combo point spent on a finisher, you have a 20% chance to get 25 energy refunded, adding to 100% and 5 combo points. Not pooling properly. If you find yourself using builders without the Envenom buff, you are most likely doing something wrong. Try to use Envenom at a higher amount of energy to counter this. Pooling too much. This is less common, but if you pool a lot of energy and get lucky on blindside procs, you can energy cap, as the only skill that reduces your energy in a meaningful way is Mutilate. Gearing. There are best in slot lists available, and they are useful to a certain extent, but you shouldn't pass up on upgrades along the way to best in slot. A Warforged item might be better than a regular best in slot item. How do you find that out though? For a highly accurate result, you can check out Shadowcraft and use it for comparison. Or, for quick and pretty accurate estimates, you can use the in-game add-on Pawn with customized stat values. My pawn values can also be found in the Google Docs linked in the description. I have 2 sets for Assassination, with and without the class trinket. In order to import them, copy them first, then open Pawn in-game, go to Scale, and then use Import. Without the class trinket, Crit is an important stat. With it, Mastery pulls ahead. However, Multistrike is also a decent stat and very good for Combat Cleave. A compromise for both specs could be to go for Multistrike. For trinket comparison, there is a Simcraft results thread on MMO Champion, which I will also link in the description. Next, let's take a look at glyphs and talents. Glyph of Energy. This glyph is a slight DPS increase. Glyph of Disappearance. This glyph is a DPS increase when used with Shadow Focus. Glyph of Vendetta. This glyph is a DPS increase assuming the target lives for that long. Talents. Tier 15, Shadow Focus. Tier 90, Anticipation. Tier 100, Shadow Reflection. This concludes my 6.2 Assassination PvE guide. Leave comments and suggestions below. And if you found this guide helpful, leave a thumbs up. You can also visit me on my Twitch channel and ask me questions or just hang out. It's twitch.com/Rylix_TV. Thank you for watching. And if you haven't yet, consider subscribing for more Rogue content.